Thank you, Stephen, for agreeing to share your story with us. I'm really excited to have Stephen on this Transformation Stories series. He's kicking it off for us with his story. And I really love his story because about 3 years ago, he thought he was feeling pretty good, but he was challenged. He was challenged that, he could actually feel better. Somebody asked him to try something different. He took on the challenge and he started feeling better, which he didn't think he could. And now his story is just incredible, what he's all doing. I'm just really impressed with his ability to recover after these intense workouts that he does that I'm not sure everybody would take on. But just his ability to recover after these intense workouts is amazing. And his story is really inspiring. So before we get into what Stephen is doing right now, Stephen, would you mind telling us a bit more what your life was like? What was your health like before you took on this challenge about 3 years ago?
You know what? My health was actually pretty good. Probably 3 years prior to me taking on this challenge, I went through a bit of my own weight loss journey. I was at a job that I was at a computer all day. I was not active, and I really let myself go. I let the pounds pile on. So about 3 years before I was introduced to this challenge, I started really taking ownership of my health, eating better, losing weight, working out like crazy. Fell in love with CrossFit. And I mean, that's my sport. And I just started feeling better and healthier. And I began to dabble in supplementation and stuff like that. So I thought I was doing great. I felt way better because I had lost a bunch of weight. So I thought I was doing really, really well. And given my journey, where I came from, I mean, I was feeling well. But I guess the whole part, I didn't know what I didn't know, right? There's a stuff you know, and there's a stuff you don't know. So I didn't know that I could actually use something to help me recover in my workouts, because that kind of wasn't happening. I just thought I should be on these products, but yeah, it wasn't until I found them where I really noticed the difference in my health.
So it was about 3 years ago, and somebody challenged you to try something different. So what did you feel after you accepted that challenge? I believe it was just 2 things that you tried. And I think you had a pretty quick result. What was that result?
Well, and that's right. I started off with a recovery protein product, and all through my journey, I've taken the protein. I had never felt much of a difference after a workout. I didn't know what I was supposed to feel. But it was actually a marketing client of mine introduced me to this challenge. And she said, just try it. I know you're doing all this stuff. Just give it a try. So, if nothing else, I do have an open mind. I'm willing to try new stuff. So I said, yeah, I'll try it. I'll try it once and I'll let you know if it worked. So I went the next day at the gym. It was this crazy CrossFit workout called Karen, which is it's taking a 20-pound medicine ball and doing 150 wall balls as fast as you could. And every time I've done that workout in the past, my legs would feel horrible. I could hardly walk the next day. So it's like, yeah, I'm going to try this stuff that she recommended. So I did. And I woke up the next morning and I was just blown away. I could not believe it. I had never experienced something that helped me recover so well. So I took on the challenge and it made a huge difference in my life.
So now that you've been using these different products for about 3 years now, what else have you noticed? What other benefits have you noticed in your health?
Yeah, that's right. I've been on them for about 3 years. Originally, I started off with that protein product and a multivitamin. And it's kind of weird, but instantly I noticed better digestion in myself. And I had never really had an issue with that. It just got even better. And after that, I really started loving the products. So slowly introducing more and more into our family's life. My wife actually has her own health story that she's been on. She had dealt with symptoms of endometriosis for her entire life, and had been focusing on trying to fix that. So we introduced her to the Life Plan, which is a foundation plan. And it took about a year, but she's noticed major improvements in her life. So for myself and for her, we have a 10-year-old son, and he's absolutely thriving on this stuff. So I guess if I had never been willing to take that challenge, I wouldn't have known how good I could feel. My wife, Michelle, might not have had these improvements. And, our son, Aiden, wouldn't be thriving as much as he has. So it really started with me and 2 products, and it has totally transformed our family's lives.
That's awesome. So, I mean, you experienced it, and you didn't even have to delve into, all the science and the quality and everything behind this. But I mean, some people experience things from other products, and they could be a stimulatory effect, or it could be a product that's not entirely pure, and then later on you find out there's a recall on it or something. So you experienced wonderful results with this, but how did you also know that you could trust it? So do you want to tell us a bit about the brand that you're using, and why do you know that you can actually trust them?
Oh, well, since day one, I knew that this whole industry was very loosely regulated, and I knew that. I always had. So at the start of my fitness journey, when I was being introduced into supplementation, I had the thought and the mindset that I could do this only with food, right? I could recover from food. Um, it wasn't long before I knew that wasn't going to happen. That's almost impossible. So the company that I did choose to team up with is called Shackley. And what I learned through this whole process is that most other companies out there, vitamin companies, they're marketing companies, right? So they formulate, they use the same ingredients that 20, 30 other companies use. So there's nothing other than marketing that differentiates these guys. I come to find out that Shackley is not necessarily a marketing company. They're a research and development company. So they stick tons and tons of resources into their formulation to ensure that the stuff that they're putting out there is the safest, most effective products on the market. And so, I mean, I totally fell in love with the science too, right? Because the whole Shakti philosophy is in their nutrition products is that there's not one ingredient in there that will harm one cell of the human body. So um, we spent a lot of resources on eating clean and eating healthy. So if I was going to choose a vitamin or a supplement company, that's who I'm looking at, right? So Shakti is way above and beyond anything I've ever experienced or found in the marketplace for sure.
And with your marketing experience, I guess you also are quite aware of how to read through different marketing ploys and different things that people will say that could actually be false advertising or misleading. And so that's something you probably don't see in Shackley.
No, I mean Shakti doesn't devote a lot of dollars into marketing, right? Instead, they give it to their distributors, right? So they give it to the people that will go and recommend it. Kind of in the same sense as if you go see a good movie or eat at a good restaurant, and then you go to your friends and you recommend that. That's where they like putting their money into. That as well as their research and development. But as far as my marketing background, I totally understand that industry as well. Um, I would say the biggest thing not to do nowadays, and it's so hard, is to take the advice of social media influencers, because these are people that get hundreds of products sent to them, and they get paid just to do shout outs, right? So everything that they're taking and all this new trendy stuff they're showcasing is the best in the world, right? So you cannot rely on any social media marketing influencers, in my opinion. You really got to look and dig deep into the science.
So you found a brand that you experience great results with, and you trust them. You trust that it's going to give you pure nutrition, and it's obviously giving you great recovery, because I follow some of your workouts, and not sure I'd ever join you in them but your recovery is amazing. And now the Prove It challenge that we have, we're just launching, just a refresher of our Prove It challenge. And we're on a mission here to really create healthier lives. We really want to create healthier communities and just get people back to clean eating and fueling your cells the right way with pure nutrition, and just dumping some junk. So we're really encouraging people to just take a 30-day challenge and just see what this can do for your health, see what it can do for your energy, for your overall well-being. So Stephen, I mean, you've had 3 years of this, not just 30 days, but in your first 30 days, you noticed a difference, which helped lead you into all these other great benefits that you're now experiencing. And that effect in turn has impacted your family, and you've also helped a lot of other people as well. So what would you say to somebody who is considering this Prove It Challenge, or how would you encourage somebody to just jump on board and do this?
I guess I would say that I think in life, in everything, we can get a little complacent and just start normalizing how we feel. We think we're feeling good, and not understand that we could actually feel better, right? So keep an open mind. Um, give it a shot. There is nothing to lose. There's a money back guarantee on it. If you don't feel right, you send your empty. If you don't feel better, you send your empty containers back in, and you get your money back. So there is totally nothing to lose. And in our situation, like, I mean, it totally changed our lives in more ways than just health too. So it's open your mind, try it. You will not be sorry. I promise you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stephen. We just really want to encourage everybody to just live each day and live it well, and join us on the Prove It Challenge. Like Stephen said, you have nothing to lose, and you might have some energy and some real life to gain from this. So thank you, Stephen, for sharing your story, and hopefully this will inspire people to jump on the Prove It Challenge. Thank you.
I hope so. Thanks for having me.